In this tutorial, we are going to derive the mirror equations. It is assumed that we work in the approximation where only a small portion of the mirror is used, or equivalently, the mirror's curvature is small. This implies that the angles that the ray make with respect to the optical axis are small. The equations that we are going to derive assume the following sign conventions. The height hi of the image is positive if it is above the optical axis, negative otherwise. The focal length f is positive if the mirror's focal point is in front of the mirror. That's the case for the concave mirror that is shown. Negative otherwise, that is, if the mirror is convex. And finally, the image distance di is positive if the image is formed in front of the mirror. In other words, the image is real. Negative otherwise, that is, if the image is virtual. To derive the mirror equations, we consider an upright object and we construct its image. For this, we need at least two rays. In order to determine these two rays, we make use of the definition of the focal point f. Any incident ray that is parallel to the optical axis must be reflected in such a way that it passes through the focal point. Let us start with the first incident ray emitted at the top of the object, and that is parallel to the optical axis. It must pass through the focal point f. For the second ray, we can invert the definition of the focal point. Any incident ray that passes through the focal point must be reflected in such a way that it ends up parallel to the optical axis. So, let us take the incident ray emitted by the top of the object and that passes through the focal point. It must be reflected so that it ends up parallel to the optical axis. The two reflected rays intersect at a point where we find the image. Now we need to add some measurements. The focal length f is the distance between the focal point and the mirror. The object distance do is the distance between the object and the mirror. And finally, the image distance di is the distance between the image and the mirror. We can see that the incident ray through the focal point makes two identical angles alpha with the optical axis. Likewise, the reflected ray through the focal point makes two identical angles beta with the optical axis. Our figure is now complete and we are ready to derive the mirror equations. We first write the definition of the tangent of the left alpha angle. The opposite side of that angle is the object's height, ho, and we can see that the adjacent side is the object's distance do minus the focal length f. Next, we write the definition of the tangent of the right alpha angle. The opposite side is nearly the height of the image hi, but remember the sign convention. The image is below the optical axis, so hi is negative. We need to add a negative sign to make the angle positive. The adjacent side is the focal length f. We have two expressions for the tangent of the same angle, so we can equate them. We obtain a first temporary equation. Let's keep it in mind. Now we do the same thing for the angle beta. For the tangent of the left angle, the opposite side is the image's height, hi, to which we need to add again a negative sign. The adjacent side is the image distance di minus the focal length f. For the tangent of the right beta angle, the opposite side is almost the object's height ho, and the adjacent side is the focal length f. Like before, we can equate the two expressions of the tangent and we obtain a second temporary equation. Now let us look at the two equations. We can get rid of the object's height and the image's height by dividing the first equation by the second one. Then we can rearrange it by moving the left denominator to the right numerator and the right denominator to the left numerator. So we obtain this equation, which we can expand. Then we see that the square focal lengths cancel out and we can factorize the rest of the equation by f. Finally, we can solve for f and we obtain our first mirror equation. Next, we can substitute our expression of f into one of the temporary equations. This way the focal length is eliminated. Then we can simplify the resulting equation by multiplying the denominator on both sides by dO plus di, which preserves the equality. We can simplify further by expanding the denominator in the left-hand side, which reduces to dO. Then we do a last simplification by multiplying the whole equation by dO. And finally, we can rearrange the equation so as to obtain our second mirror equation. So, to conclude, we derived the two mirror equations for the case of a concave mirror. A similar procedure can be applied to a convex mirror, which leads to the exact same mirror equations, provided the same sign convention is used.